Hello and welcome. Stay with me until the end and improve your English naturally. If you enjoy this video, please like, subscribe, and let's begin. It was a bright morning when I decided to go into the city. I woke up late, around 6 in the morning. The sun shone behind the pinkish sky, and I was overjoyed to finally explore the place I have been longing to visit for a very long time. I got up from the bed and took a warm shower. Afterward, I put on my favorite comfortable clothes and prepared some toast and coffee for breakfast. I needed some energy for today's long adventure. I headed to the train station nearby my house. It was a bit chilly outside the house, so I wore my woolen jacket to keep myself warm. I bought a ticket to the city and waited patiently for the train to arrive. Once the train came, I looked for an empty seat near the window and laid down. I always loved traveling by trains because you could enjoy the landscapes passing by the window. The train was slowly driving through the countryside. I saw many farms and beautiful meadows dotting the horizon. The scenery was magnificent, and I got lost in my thoughts for a moment. The train ride only lasted an hour, and I couldn't believe that the city was close. When the train arrived at the city station, I felt speechless. The place was enormous, and many people flocked in and out of the station in a rush. Some people were dragging their suitcases while others walked swiftly, reading their morning newspapers. I stepped out of the train and looked around. All the buildings in the city were so high and magnificent. There were a lot of cars and buses running constantly on the road. The city noises were overwhelming but delightful at the same time. I decided to begin my adventure by visiting a wonderful museum located in the far side of the city. It was one of my favorite places to spend a good time in the city because it showed a great variety of exhibits dating back hundreds of years. The museum was a marvelous building with big stone pillars surrounding the entrance. Inside the museum, I felt so calm and relaxed as the whole place was silent and smelled delicately of old parchment. I walked around the long museum corridors admiring the ancient Greek sculptures, French paintings, and old artifacts from different countries. In one of the museum exhibition halls, I spent most of my time looking at a large painting of a forest landscape. The painting was so detailed and beautiful that it seemed real. When I finished exploring the museum, I felt that I knew more interesting facts about history and art. After visiting the museum, I felt a bit hungry, so I decided to find somewhere to eat. I stepped out of the museum and walked down a narrow street until I stumbled upon a lovely little cafe. The cafe smelled deliciously of warm bread and sweet chocolate. I sat in one of the small, cozy tables near the window and ordered a chicken sandwich and a glass of fresh orange juice. The food was scrumptious, and I had a wonderful time watching the bustling city outside the cafe window. I saw a group of young students walking arm in arm, an old man strolling his cute little dog, and a woman with a beautiful bunch of flowers in her hands. In the afternoon, I went to one of the most beautiful parks in the city center. This lovely place was a real haven of nature. In the middle of the concrete buildings, there were tall trees surrounding a huge pond at the park. Many children were playing on the grassy ground, and some adults were relaxing on the park benches. I found a perfect spot to rest under a willow tree and read a book. I took a novel from my backpack and lost myself in the story for a long time. The soft sunlight shone on my face while a pleasant breeze blew gently down the willow leaves. It was a perfect quiet afternoon when suddenly I saw a foreign tourist walking down the street. He looked very friendly and smiled at me. We started chatting about different things, and I told him about my language learning experiences. Our conversation was fascinating as it lasted for half an hour before he said goodbye and continued his journey. I missed his company, but I was glad to meet such a wonderful traveler and practice my English. As the evening came, the sun set behind the city skyline and city lights began sparkling and glowing. The whole place looked like a million little stars decorating the horizon. I went back to the city bridge and watched in awe as the city lights reflected in the river dark waters. It was a fantastic view, and I took some pictures for a memento. The nights in the city were becoming a bit chilly, so I pulled up my jacket and stood on the bridge, mesmerized by the view. To celebrate today's fascinating adventure, I went to a small local restaurant for dinner. I ordered a plate of hot soup and grilled vegetables, and the waiter asked me about my dinner plans. I told him about my wonderful day in the city, visiting the museum and the park. He said that the city always offers delightful surprises to its visitors. When I finished my meal, I felt so satisfied and tired from such an exquisite day exploring the city. It was a wonderful experience being immersed in the city activities and meeting new people. To mark the end of a fantastic day, I headed back to the train station and took a train back home. As the train neared the small village, the familiar calm and peace of the countryside surrounded me. I got off the train and breathed the fresh mountain air. I was so thrilled to be back home after such an amazing trip. I walked back to my cottage and fell asleep in bed. As I closed my eyes, I was overwhelmed with delight thinking about all the beautiful new things I experienced that day. My journey of discovering the city and practicing my English language skills was only beginning, so I looked forward to my next adventure. Thank you for joining me on this delightful journey as I explore the beauty of the English language. Good night and good luck on your language learning journey.